America is the land of bright lights and broken dreams, a place that delights and inspires a hunger for fame. It's also a place that some people find hard to leave, even after death. My name's Gail Porter and I'm a skeptic.
My name is Chris Fleming and I am a sensitive.
It's my mission to investigate alleged sightings and hauntings of Hollywood ghosts.
A sensitive can detect paranormal events beyond the range of the 5 senses.
I wouldn't say I'm a non-believer, but I'm definitely a skeptic. Together, our mission is to investigate the dead famous. Our search for the spirit of the legendary rock singer Janis Joplin would centre around the place where she started her career. From the faded glamour of the venue where she loved to sing.
Janis Joplin, we've come here on your birthday. Would you perform for us tonight?
I normally don't get answers to your questions.
To the emotionally charged history of the blues club where she sought inspiration.
I feel like my voice is changing. Gail, I feel like my voice is changing. Oh, fuck.
And finally, ending at the last place she frequented before her fateful move to San Francisco.
What the hell was that?
Did one of you make a noise?
Where we captured what we believe to be a ghost caught on camera for the first time.
That was amazing. All right, I'm getting out of here. Fuck, I'm gonna be by myself.
Janis Joplin. She took the late 1960s by storm, revolutionised music, and then, just as soon as she'd appeared, self-destructed through a combination of depression, drink, and hard drugs. The troubled singer may have spent...
By her teens, she was beginning to feel suffocated by the pressures to conform.
Desperate for a way to escape, she moved to Austin, where at the University of Texas, she joined a group of free thinkers. Through these new friends, Janis found the confidence and inspiration she needed to start singing.
But the pressures of society still got her down, and she began a heavy use of drugs. And it was these drugs that caused her untimely death. So in our search for her spirit, will we find the talented performer, or has she had enough of this world and left forever?
Janis Joplin was a musical pioneer. She took blues, rock, soul and country and blended them into a sound the world had never heard before. By the time of her death in 1970, she'd released 4 groundbreaking albums and totally reinvented the role of the female singer.
There wasn't anything like Janis before Janis. There are a lot of things like Janis. After Janis, I think what Janis represented to us and to the world at large was that a person who was not beautiful, not average, not cookie cutter, totally unique and of themselves, but could, through their own talent and through their own desire, achieve something.
Janis Joplin was born on January the 19th, 1943, in Port Arthur, Texas. She led a happy childhood, but weight problems made her teenage years troubled ones. Rejected by her peers, she became an unwilling member of a gang of misfits.
By her high school years, Janis was beginning to acquire the reputation of a, quote, the bad girl who talked in a rough language and who didn't dress in a nice way and ran around with a rough and dangerous crowd and so on and so forth. Port Arthur got to be too constricting for a Janis Joplin who was reaching that age, 18 years old and ready to see the world.
An outcast in her own hometown, Joplin decided to move to Austin, Texas, and enrolled at the university in the hope of fitting in. Austin was famous for its folk music scene and would later become synonymous with the singer. This is the place where our search for the spirit of Janis Joplin would take place.
All right, Gail, I know we're looking for Janis Joplin, but why Austin?
Well, she came here to university to study art, and it was here that she got the confidence to start singing, because previous to that she had a pretty unhappy childhood. So this is where her inspiration started and her confidence was built.
But wasn't it the start of the hippie era?
Yeah, she made friends with a whole bunch of people that were in that hippie circle, and I think she found her calling, and it gave her the incentive and the confidence to start singing.
So what locations are you going to take me to?
Well, I've actually found some great locations that...
Owned by Kenneth Threadgill. Known for its folk music and Kenneth's laid-back approach to underage drinking, Threadgill's was an attractive hillbilly joint for Joplin and her friends to hang out.
Kenneth Threadgill welcomed on a regular basis in an Austin club.
I think Kenneth Threadgill appealed to Janis Joplin because he was an old guy who had no agenda except to encourage her. He was quite the opposite of the speed bumps and the stone walls that she had run into in Port Arthur.
Threadgills is situated on the north side of what used to form the city limits. Originally a gas station, it quickly turned into one of the hippest venues in town, and where Janis would perform for the hillbillies and UT students.
Janis wasn't real popular with everybody in the audience at Threadgills because her performance was so electrifying that it was kind of scary for people that were used to same old, same old. Screaming wasn't that commonplace among the hillbillies or the folkies. She could make the beer glasses tinkle around on the table. She was powerful.
Well, this place is Threadgills, and this was really instrumental in the growth of Janis Joplin as an artist. This was the first place that she really played live in Austin, Texas. And the other thing that was so important to her was Mr. Threadgill literally took her under his wing. She treated him like a surrogate father, so she felt really comfortable in here. The only thing that I'm worried about is that it's never been paranormally researched before.
That could be a good thing or a bad thing. I mean, the good thing being, if there are any ghosts here, you know, it's never been properly investigated, they may become active for us. They might show themselves. So why don't we come back later tonight?
So instead of doing our daytime walk around,
Yeah.
we'll just wait and do the whole thing tonight?
Yeah, let's just go back tonight.
Okay. Well, one thing I didn't tell you
What?
is today is Janis's 63rd birthday. Would have been her 63rd birthday.
Well, you planned that well.
Of course I did.
As the sun set in Austin, Chris and I hoped that Janis Joplin would be tempted back to the place she considered as her second home. Could she have returned to Threadgills on what would have been her 63rd birthday?
Can you feel anything when you walked in?
Well, different, you know, atmosphere from outside. Different energy.
Since today would have been her 63rd birthday,
63rd.
if she'd survived, we should toast her. So I arranged for us to have a shot
Shots?
each of her favourite Southern Comfort. I don't think I've had Southern Comfort before.
Really? You're gonna have it now.
Here, right, here's to Janis. And here's to, hopefully, finding
Janis Joplin. and
Happy
the spirit.
birthday. Ooh.
You're right. It's not that bad.
I know that when she came here, the reason she liked it so much because Mr. Threadgill really made her feel at home, and she didn't. Because Mr. Threadgill really made her feel at home, and she didn't. You know, she was quite. She was picked on at school, and she was chubby at school, and she didn't have great skin, and she had lots of problems. And I think here she felt like she really fitted in. I can't believe we're actually in the place where she would have performed.
Can I say this?
No.
This is really weird.
Is it going to freak
When
me
you,
out?
it's kind of freaking me out because I'm getting tingles. When you said that, I felt her say, "I like that." Now, I don't normally, when we do these investigations, come in contact with a spirit that quickly, nor do I actually feel them responding to stuff that you or I say. I mean, I'm feeling as if there's someone here. I thought this place wasn't haunted. See, it's all right here. You know, I want to see if I can get any EVPs from this, Gail, see if it can communicate with us, because I'm feeling it. I can sense your energy. I can sense your spirit that is here right now. Can you speak to me? I can record your voice with this microphone. Can you give me a sign that you're here? Do you see something? Are you seeing something?
I thought there was a shadow moving over there,
Really?
in that corner. Oh no, you go.
Are you sure?
Do you see something?
Is it maybe
It was like someone just moved out and then went right back in. Is there someone else in here?
I don't know. Is there anybody here that was just over here? Can you give us a sign? Is this spirit Janis Joplin? Janis, is this you?
their side. Our investigation at Threadgills had just begun, but had the spirit of Janis Joplin made contact?
Janis Joplin, would you perform for us tonight? What was that? What? Did you hear that?
And as our investigation in Austin, Texas continued, would we find the evidence to defy my skeptic mind?
I feel like my voice is changing.
What the hell was
Did
that?
one of you make a noise?
Gail, did you turn that on?
No.
Holy cow.
Chris and I had arrived in the Texas state capital of Austin in the search of the spirit of America's first female rock icon, Janis Joplin. She studied art at university, but more relevantly, it was here in Austin that she found the confidence to sing. Our search had begun at Threadgills on what would have been her 63rd birthday. Unexpectedly, Chris had received confirmation of paranormal activity.
Janis, is this you?
But I wanted further proof. If this was Janis Joplin, could she appear to us, or even sing one last time at our favourite venue?
Janis, if you can hear me, we want some proof that you can hear us. Can you connect with me? Can you speak to me? All right, do you feel that chill moving in right now? It's a chill moving in behind me. I'm definitely feeling her presence, but I'm not saying necessarily that it's here in this place. It could be from a great distance. Were those things hanging before moving all the time? From above the bar? Were they moving before, Gail?
I don't know, I didn't notice.
See them moving? Yeah, any type of wind or gust or air conditioning might make those things move. All right, I was kind of hoping we were going to get a sign. Come back over here. Gail, you want to try calling out to her?
Yeah.
Sure, try calling out to Janis.
Janis Joplin, we've come here on your birthday because we want to try and make contact with you, and we want to know that you're happy. If you're here, or you can hear us, can you let us know, give us a sign?
I'm getting answers to her questions. I'm getting answers to your questions.
What do you mean?
I'm extremely happy.
Do you mind that we're here?
No, does not mind at all. I normally don't get answers to your questions.
What was that? What was that?
What
Did you hear that?
was that?
Would you perform for us tonight? What was that? What was that?
What was that sound?
That was right when I asked her if she was going to perform for us tonight.
Get a smile,
Janis,
something right here.
if
Don't
you
feel
can
that?
hear us, could you give us a sign? Would you perform for us? Would you like to sing for us tonight?
I'll try.
My hand is freezing.
I'm getting the word, I'll try.
This hand,
this
my
is
left
cool.
hand, it's like it's been blown on.
This is so cool. Janis, can you speak to me or send music to me that I can record on this device? I'm standing in the area when you used to perform here at Threadgills. It's also your birthday. So I know there's a connection there for wherever you are.
Although distant, Chris believes that he has recorded the sound of music. Had Janis Joplin heard us calling out to her? Was this the only way she knew how to respond?
Well, I think last night turned out better than I thought it would.
Yeah, well, considering it's not been investigated before, you know, I'm always a bit sceptical.
Well, it's interesting when we go into places like that, you don't know what to expect. And here we are, we're walking around the one corner, and all of a sudden I start feeling something. I felt place memory of Janis there, and it was really good for me to feel that connection. I got some EVPs that were just, I think, remarkable with the music and some responses to some of my questions, you know.
But I wanted Janis
I know.
to appear, sing me a song, have a shot, you know, anything, any of those above things.
I have to walk away with the sense that I felt that something was there, and then I do feel that Janis was trying to give us a message.
If we had captured Janis Joplin's music, then it was very different from the full-on explosion of soul that we are all used to hearing her sing. It was time to change the focus of our investigation. Janis Joplin interpreted the blues in a way that helped break down the old barrier of black music versus white music. And it was during the civil rights movement of the 1960s in Austin that Joplin caught her first taste of the real Southern blues.
Janis would have been a part of that group that was sympathetic, if not actually active, in promoting the civil rights movement in Austin. And they were certainly interested in the music that they could hear firsthand from some of the established blues and rhythm and blues artists. Janis would have been among the early people to come from the university area or the western side of the city, cross over into this sort of unknown area for white Austin, and start frequenting clubs and listening to black performers sing the authentic urban blues.
The Victory Grill opened the day after the end of World War II. It served the end of World War II. It served as a place for the African-American community to celebrate the end of the war and quickly gained the reputation as being Austin's first home of the blues.
The Victory Grill became a hub, particularly after hours, for musicians that had gigged on the west part of town, which is the white part of town. They would come over here at night and hang out. And they would sit at the feet of these old blues men and blues women, and they would develop relationships with them, and because they appreciated the art and they appreciated the sound and they knew that it was special. There was always a place for anybody else that wanted to be a part of this African-American family, to be able to walk in the doors and be received and welcomed and loved.
The Victory Grill was our next stop in our investigation, but would Janis Joplin have chosen this blues club as her final resting place?
The spirit of Janis Joplin is here and it remains here, and it will always be here. It's that part of the history that reminds us that that's the way it is to be, with people of all races and colors and from all walks of life can come here together and commune. The music is healing. The music is soulful, and it's good. It's very good.
Now this place, this venue in Janis's time, used to be a place where African-American musicians used to come and play, because there was still a lot of segregation in those days. I know it's hard to believe, because it's not that long ago. And Janis would come here, perhaps after she's performed at Threadgill's, and just hang out with various like-minded people, people that believed in civil rights, equal rights. So, you know, there was lots of conversation flowing, and she'd feel very at home here.
I actually like this place. I mean, it looks like it's still in its original state, you know? I mean, original floor.
Which is good
Everything.
for you.
Yeah, it helps me
Place
out.
memory.
Mm-hmm.
You don't feel anything already, do you?
No, it's too soon. You know, I want to kind of walk around, get a feel for it.
I'd organised to meet the owner, Eva Lindsay, to find out more about this old venue's paranormal past.
Hi there, you must be Eva.
Hi.
I'm Gail, very pleased to meet you.
Very nice to
Hi, Eva. Chris.
Very nice to
Nice to meet you. Eva, with all the history that you've had here, has there been any...
in the dark, alone, at 2 o'clock in the morning. And everything went calm, and they came to see me.
So you actually physically saw someone?
I actually saw them. I actually talked to the spirits.
What do you think the message was?
You need to stay here and do this to protect this place. I'm the steward.
Well, Eva, I have to ask you this, because while you're telling your story, I'm feeling this energy and presence behind me, and the image I'm getting is of a man, like kind of broad shoulders, you know, tall, probably about this tall.
Big,
Yeah.
tall,
Yeah. Thick neck,
thick neck.
broad shoulders,
It's Big Joe.
and chest.
It's Big Joe.
He's standing behind me right now.
Yeah. He spent a lot of time here. I've got photos of him sitting in there. I talk to him every day.
Well, maybe if we come back tonight, you know, we can investigate and see if we come in contact with some of the spirits that she's talking
You
about.
can tell them all that we're fine.
Yeah. It's okay.
Good.
As darkness fell in Austin, we began our search for Janis Joplin. But would we find evidence of her, or perhaps the spirits of the blues musicians that safeguard this old venue?
Eva said she was going to speak to the spirits
Okay.
to let them know that we were coming and that it was okay to make contact if there's anyone here.
I'm going to take a few pictures, Gail, just to see if I get any strange anomalies. Now, the reason why I'm standing here is because I felt the presence of that spirit was over here earlier. I'm not really feeling anything right now.
Chris was using a K2 meter in an attempt to pick up electromagnetic energy that some believe to be released by ghosts.
If there's any spirits here, can you please come forward and make contact with me? I'm getting a couple spikes, Gail.
What does that mean?
Spikes meaning it jumps up and goes back down.
There's nothing electrical to the side of you behind that curtain.
I don't see any electrical cords on the floor, nor am I getting any readings. But right over here, I'm getting this dizziness, okay? Come on, pick it up. What is it? Something happened right here. Did somebody die right here?
Chris,
Yeah,
how about maybe we ask Eva to join us, see if,
that'd be a good idea. Yeah.
because she's more familiar with the spirits here.
The resident spirits had previously contacted Eva, and we hoped that she would be able to entice them to speak to us.
We're going to call out to the spirits that are here and see if they'll speak to us, and if I get any EVPs. Eva, do you want to call out to them?
Yeah. I want to know what they want to tell us. What do you want to tell us? There's something you want to tell us.
There's definitely a drop in temperature over here to our right side. Cold air.
Something on the stage. Someone's on the stage.
Yep, I definitely feel it. It's really cold behind me. Really cold. Can you show us that you're here?
They're here. They're not going to speak. They're here. They're sitting at the booths. 3 of them.
Do you know why they're still here?
Yeah.
Why?
To protect me.
Protect you in this place?
Yeah. There was some bad stuff that happened. I don't know what happened.
Mm-hmm.
And so they come to make sure that I'm okay to protect this place. I got to get out of here.
Are you okay? What's wrong? Is it emotional for you?
Yeah. They don't want me to know the bad stuff.
Okay, then we'll leave that alone.
Yeah, they don't want me to know it.
Then we'll leave that alone, because they want you to remember the good memories.
They just don't want me to know that stuff that almost destroyed this place.
Okay.
There had definitely been activity in our search so far, but we were not completely certain what this energy was and whether it had been Janis Joplin, and the paranormal was about to get physical with Chris.
I feel like my voice is changing. I don't know why this is.
What happened? Did you fall?
Oh, fuck.
Janis Joplin and her powerful bluesy voice expressed and influenced a generation. From drifter to superstar, Joplin achieved success in San Francisco's psychedelic scene. Yet it was here in Texas that she started on the road to becoming a female icon and rock legend. Chris and I had arrived at Austin's historical home of the blues, the Victory Grill, in the hope of finding her spirit.
Gail, I feel that there's someone here. Definitely. There's definitely a spirit here. It's just got that feel to it. Can you give us a sign? Can you do something or make a sound or move an object for us? feeling chills. Whoa. Okay, there was a spirit that was just standing right here, because I can feel its energy. This is weird. Like my voice is changing. That's really weird. I feel like my voice is changing. This does not feel like my voice. I don't understand this. I feel like my voice is changing. I've never had this happen before. I don't know why this is. Okay, that was weird. That was weird. I literally felt as if someone was, you know, squeezing my throat, but it wasn't painful. It just felt like I had completely different vocal cords. I know that doesn't make sense, and you're probably thinking I'm crazy, but I can't explain that one.
Could someone be attempting to communicate through Chris's voice? It was a promising lead, so we decided to separate to maximize our chances of encouraging contact.
Anyone in this building with us? Janis Joplin, have you come back to join us? Janis, I know you like to hang out here.
Did you do that?
I didn't do that. It's switched off at the mains.
You didn't turn this on?
I didn't touch anything that I knew of.
I'm getting like chills up my spine right now. You sure you didn't touch anything up there?
Oh no, I'm sitting right in the middle. Unless I leant on something, but there's only CDs here.
Holy cow.
You didn't lean on anything down there?
Oh, hell no. We're over here, and it went off.
I don't know, I can't see you. It's pitch black down there.
What the fuck? Oh my God, I gotta lay down. Oh, seriously. Oh. I'm having some type of spasm or something. My back is like tightening up, and so is my chest.
What happened? Did you fall?
Oh, fuck. I feel like I just got scrunched. You know? Like everything got scrunched, like I just shrunk 2-3 inches. And my back's in pain because of it.
Do you think this is paranormal, or do you think it's just not well?
I don't know.
With Chris feeling unwell, I decided to end the investigation and Janis Joplin's debut came in 1967 in San Francisco at the Monterey Pop Festival, where she played to 200,000 fans and what is now considered as one of the defining moments of the Summer of Love.
She certainly played to the crowd. She knew what the crowd would respond to. And she sort of characterized it herself, saying, you know, I make love to 25,000 people a night. And in essence, she was. She was giving them all of the passion that she could muster.
Joplin went on to play sold-out venues all over America, from the Hollywood Bowl to the hippie festival of the century, Woodstock. She was seen as an icon of rebelliousness and social freedom, yet behind her 1960s lifestyle lay a deep-seated loneliness.
I think that drugs and alcohol both were very much a part of her psychological makeup.
Janis had always driven that red line. She'd always lived on the edge. She'd always taken a lot of chances. I never knew Janis to pass up anything that might make her happy.
She would probably be accompanied by a bottle of Southern Comfort whiskey, which she ostentatiously displayed and would take hits on it during the concert. It was both symbolic as well as something that she wanted, that comforted her on the stage. They led to her destruction, but at the same time, they also led her down certain paths. They opened up creative outlets for her, or at least released inhibitions. I don't think she meant to die. I don't think she had a death wish. She was just living on the edge, and she got caught in her own, reckless habits.
On October the 4th, 1970, at the age of 27, Janis Joplin died of an accidental heroin overdose in a Los Angeles motel room. It was back here in Austin that Joplin was first persuaded to leave Texas in search of that ultimate high. But would she still be with us today if she had remained here? Just before she left, Janis Joplin turned down the invitation of leading the 13th floor elevators. And it was in the city's east side at the 11th Door and New Orleans nightclubs that Janis played with the first ever psychedelic band.
Janis was very much aware of the 13th floor elevators when she was here, and she was actually being groomed to become the lead singer for the 13th floor elevators when Chet Helms suggested that she return to California in 1966.
The biggest star that has probably had the most lasting fame is Janis Joplin, and she sang here early in her career before she really hit the big time. It was the very first folk music venue in Austin. And the first time I walked in there, I said, wow, this is heaven. This is absolutely wonderful. But it was just one big party.
Now known as Symphony Square, the 11th Door houses the offices of Austin's Symphony Orchestra. With a reputation as a place of music, there are also stories of haunted basements and poltergeist activity.
I'm actually really intrigued about this venue because this place was called the 11th Door and it was a nightclub, and this place here was called the New Orleans Club, and she played in both of these places. But at this stage, at the 11th Door, she was playing with the 13th floor elevator. She was only guesting at the time, but they did offer a full-time slot. But that was at the same time she was offered to go to San Francisco.
Right.
And obviously she took the San Francisco route.
Right.
But what I was wondering is, if this was such a huge, you know, changing point in her life, would she be compelled to come back to somewhere like this? Because if she had chosen this route, would she still be with us today?
I mean, it's a good question. I mean, it's possible. You never know.
As night fell, I knew I wanted answers, and preferably from Janis.
Well, Chris, this, I know you've said already, because it's now an office building, it's difficult in the fact that it's all segregated from what happened in the past when
Right.
Janis Joplin was here. So I think, for once, I'm actually going to suggest that I go off on my own.
Really?
I'm feeling brave
You
tonight.
sure are.
So maybe you should check out down here.
Okay.
See if you pick anything up. I'll go upstairs, see if I see anything, hear anything, and if I do, I'll give you a shout.
Okay, let's go this way first. In the 1960s, this actually used to be called the 11th Door, and the 11th Door was a club that was pretty popular, and supposedly Janis had been here during that time period. A lot has changed since then from what they're saying, and this room feels a lot different.
It's really difficult to imagine Janis being in this building because it's now an office building. But it's also quite interesting to think, you know, I wonder what she would think if she came back now and saw it as it is.
If there's any spirits in this building, can you come forward into this room now? We're not here to hurt you, we're just here to come in contact with you.
You love a basement, you.
Of course I do. It's always creepy.
Chris felt the spirits directing us to the basement.
Be careful.
Yeah, watch the spiral staircase now. Well, Gail, the reason why I want to come down here is because, you know, ghosts and spirits tend to, you know, kind of hide out in places like this, attics.
But why
or
would
basements.
someone like Janis Joplin, who's performed upstairs,
Attics
but why
or
would
basements.
someone like Janis Joplin, who's performed upstairs, why would she want to be in the basement?
I wouldn't think Janis would come down here, but I'm thinking maybe some other ghost would, you know? Is there any spirits or ghosts down here with us? If there is, can you please speak to us now? Or give us a sign? Where's that door go?
I've got no idea. I assume it go outside.
It's open. What the hell was
Did
that?
one of you make a noise?
No, they got both their hands on the camera.
There can't be a noise in here, it's too small.
You guys heard that. If that was a spirit, if that was someone that's happened, Gil.
No, don't say that.
It's absorbing, it's draining energy in the room to build up to do something.
What's it going to do?
I don't know.
You think it's Janis?
No, this ain't Janis.
Did someone bang into the chair?
I don't know, let's get out of here.
Yeah, I'm not happy here. Can I get out?
Maybe we'll have a spirit or ghost that will actually confront us for once.
I want to get away from there.
As we neared the end of our investigation, we had no idea that we had provoked the spirits into making contact. But was this a sign from the lady herself?
I have got a ghost that is floating around right now. I'm filming it. That was amazing. All right, I'm getting out of here. Fuck, I don't want to be out here myself.
Our search for America's original flower-powered child, Janis Joplin, had taken us to Austin, Texas. As troubled as she was talented, Janis not only began her career here, but often returned throughout her short and explosive life. Our last location was the Symphony Square, where we had previously heard unexplained noises in the basement. I hoped that by splitting up, we could cover more ground and find evidence that the singer was still here.
Janis Joplin, or any spirits that are in this room, if you want to make a noise or move something or say something or touch something, I'm just going to sit back and see if anything happens.
Okay, one of the reasons why I wanted to come down here, which I didn't want to tell Gail because I know how skeptical she is with EVPs, but water is just a great form of energy for spirits to communicate with you. Especially on EVPs. It seems like the noise from it gives a good catalyst for them to cast their voice for us to hear them. Whew. Now.
Calm in here. I felt more nervous when I was in the basement across the road in the Symphony Hall.
Right here, we're getting the most sound, so I'm going to attempt, see if I can get anything. Are there any spirits here alongside this river that can speak to me or make contact with me? Please speak now. All right, I want to go down here because there was a woman that was saying she had an experience where she was down there, a ghost started talking to her. She freaked out, left the room.
Was that recently?
That was about a year ago. The man, I guess who was her manager, came back down there, okay, to talk to the spirit. The spirit talked back and says, I just want to talk to somebody.
So you want to see if someone will speak to both of us?
Yes.
Okay.
You just read my mind.
I know, I'm so psychic.
Come on.
So has that been the only thing that's happened down here, Chris?
Well, as far as I know, from what the woman was saying and from what John said.
But Janis has never been down here.
Oh, yeah, there's someone down here. Take a seat. I want to be patient here.
What do you feel down here? You feel there's something down here?
I felt there was someone down here when we first came down. I don't feel that same energy. So I'm wondering if it kind of went into the one of the other rooms or into the walls to figure out who we are. So I'm going to speak to it. Hello, Spirit. I sense that you're down here. I would like to talk to you. Both Gail? Oh my God. Spirit, will you manifest and show yourself? What? What?
Nothing, okay.
What's wrong?
Nothing, I'm fine.
What'd you see?
Nothing, I'm fine.
Spirit, can you show yourself? What do you feel? Feel someone's over there? Getting something on camera. Okay, I have got a ghost that is floating around right now. I'm filming it. floating around. Do you see this?
Yeah, that's it.
Unless it's being caused by the laser on here. It's freaking gone. It's gone. Gail, you're not kidding. How did you know that? How did you know that? It was over there. What are you feeling right now? You getting images in your head? You feeling anything different? How did you get that? How did you know?
I had a feeling that something was on the right-hand side of me.
And I filmed it. I got something that
And now
was there.
I feel like the room is very empty.
Yes. Why do you want to go?
Because I just don't feel very comfortable, actually.
That was amazing. All right, I'm getting out of here. Fuck, I don't want to be by here myself.
We were both feeling unnerved. Perhaps we'd got closer than we realised to the spirit world. Had the light been Joplin's spirit, more free in death than she had ever been in life? And was it her energy that I'd felt next to me? I hoped so.
So what do you think was your favourite part of the whole Janis journey?
I would have to say that each place we went to had, something about it that was just amazing. Like Threadgill's, when I was standing in that spot that she used to perform, there's music that shows up on the audio that I was recording, which is pretty amazing when you think about it.
Well, I know you thoroughly enjoyed the Victory Grill. I did as well because of the history and the passion that Eva had.
I think the spirits there are very protective of that place and for what it stands for. I think Janis kind of feels that way too. Maybe that's why we were there. What do you think was your favorite in this investigation?
I think my favourite bit was at the Symphony Square because I really tried to think what she might have been going through at that time.
When you said there's something to my right, and when I pointed the camera there and I've got this thing floating around, and I just asked for it to manifest too, so there's so many coincidences.
What did you think it was?
I don't know what it was. I want to believe that it's a spirit or something, but I can't really prove that. All I can prove by watching it and reviewing it is that there's something there that we couldn't duplicate.
Well, I think the whole trip in Austin has been really interesting and amazing for us because it was where she started her career and it's where she had the biggest crossroads in her life. And we've walked through that journey.
I think I did walk away with a bit of her spirit.
Touch her again, I'm gonna kill you.
All new CSI Miami, Friday at 10, CSI Friday Living TV.